Tuesday, the 16th of October 2012, Stafford Main Square, Staffordshire, England. To all those who have eyes to see and ears to hear, there was something called the Peace Pledge Union, started by a chap called David Shepard, the priest, in 1934. So that's well before the Second World War, 5 years before or so. But it just took off because people could feel this rising situation coming from Hitler in Germany and so on. And people wanted peace. What I feel so clearly, and which equally I believe, or to a greater extent, people are troubled. The world is a troubled place. On the surface here in England, it's peaceful. Sure. Things work. But it doesn't take a fool to work out there's trouble coming. So, the simple answer is, and it's not simple, is it? Clearly, because if it was simple, then there wouldn't be so much trouble in the world, would there? My position is well known by now, if anyone's ever watched any of my films. It is that love conquers all, and that love is the love of God through Christ. And there is no other way. You either hear this or you don't. I'm trying to get the message out in my way. I know it in my soul. I know also that man's organized religion causes much of the trouble in the world. The abuse of God's word, creating monstrous evil. So people are turned off by religion. I'm not speaking about religion, I'm speaking about love. And there must be a way. I see the Peace Pledge Union on November the 11th are going to have a meeting at Tavistock Square in London. It's sort of known as the Peace Square. There's a statue of Gandhi in the centre and the cherry blossom trees and other various monuments. But they also have, I think it's 7 tons of, or no, there's 7 tons of Elter slate for conscientious objectors throughout the world, throughout all time, men and women, of course, who in their own way have fought to prevent war, not to further it in schools and however. So on the 11th there is, of November, the 11th of the 11th, Armistice Day, a meeting at Tavistock Square in London, which I hope to attend. I admire them. You don't have to be Christian to want peace. No, indeed. And if in fact so many wars are caused between religious people, not necessarily just Christians, try New Delhi, on the New Delhi, Old Delhi Road. There's Muslims and Hindus having a right old, well, try Pakistan and India and whatever. So it's not just the jolly old Christians who foul up on this. To me, it's so simple. I am a Christian. I love God through Christ. And utterly, he came to give us the new covenant. Turn the other cheek. If they strike you, turn the other cheek. Every single hair on the head of your fellow man is precious and special. So you can't kill him. So the new covenant, not the Old Testament. Sadly for me, Robert Runcie, the former Archbishop of the Church of England, I spoke to him personally at the Cathedral Abbey Church of St Albans, where he was advocating, as with the Old Testament, God's chosen people, the Israelites. Yes, that's one thing. David and others. A holy war. Rubbish. Christ came to end that. His message, however you receive it, from the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke and John, is simple, and it is of love throughout. The only principal act of violence we know he committed was the money-lenders' temple, money changers and so on in the temple, and he overturned the tables. So Christ's message is truly of peace, utterly of peace. You never respond with an act other than a loving response. That doesn't mean you keel over and play dead either. You fight. This is my way of fighting. And I'm a fighter. Such a typical English sort of scene. Just an elderly couple, as so many have done, fought in the Second World War. Somehow God gets brushed aside. Cameron, yesterday, the Prime Minister of this country, or today, I heard it actually. Yes, if push comes to don't go for battlefield nuclear weapons in using the West, Israel's striking at Persia, Iran. Don't do it now. But if push comes to shove, that option is on the table for sure. And that is the mindset of so many people in this world, but this my country, because this is my country, then I make a fuss about it. When I was in America, I didn't. Blasted Americans, jolly old Americans, some very nice Americans, some particularly horrid ones, fine. But it's not my country, this is my country. My father fought on the Somme in the First World War, my mother's brothers in their kilts in the Second World War, and I also trained as a pilot through the Royal Air Force. This is my country. So, to all those who have ears to hear, eyes to see, it's coming, there's trouble. And I'm just carrying the same light, the light of Christ, to shine in this dark world. The same light that's been shining for 2,000 years. I love you, my Lord, with all my heart, all my soul, all my mind, and all my strength.